Sunday at 3 on NBC 10.
Ever seen? We flew somewhere, I guess.
You're watching Philadelphia's NBC 10.
They're about to start their engines at the Indy 500, but a haunting secret may keep this woman out of the race.
I was always struggling just to be who I was, but now I'm not.
Why Terry O'Connell's dream is stuck in a pit stop. He has repaired the damaged knees of Monica Seles and Peekaboo Street. Now, his new patient. How a horse may give you an indestructible knee. We remember her in her high-flying days as Lois Lane.
I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
And we remember when it all came crashing down.
The depression that came with it was unbelievable. I mean, black.
Now, Margot Kidder after the fall, how a computer glitch almost killed her. You may think Patrick Swayze invented Dirty Dancing, but it was his mother.
Can you teach anyone to dance, or do you have to be born with it?
I can teach almost anyone to dance.
Now, Patsy Swayze accepts her biggest challenge, extras Phil Schumann.
I'm a mess.
Plus, guess whose daughter this is? And Rocky's biggest battle.
I feel very obligated and immensely grateful for what it did for my child.
A woman shakes up one of America's greatest traditions. Hi, everybody. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Glad you could join us. A highlight of every Memorial Day weekend is the Indy 500 auto race. And while females have competed in the past, one woman's dream of racing may be dashed not because of who she is, but who she was. Jody Baskerville explains.
It's not every day a sexy model gets behind the wheel of a race car, but Terry O'Connell is unique.
I never thought I would be here several years ago, trying to get back into motorsports, because I've basically given it up.
That's because until 7 years ago, the slender strawberry blonde was bearded champion race car driver J.T. Hayes. That's right, Terry was a man, a racer with a promising career in the testosterone-fueled world of motorsports. But underneath the leather racing gear, JT was secretly wearing panties and pink nail polish, a tormented soul who knew he was a woman trapped inside a man's body.
When I was growing up in high school, I was always kidded about my legs. They always said, well, you got girl legs, you got girl legs. I like to hear those things, but it was also very embarrassing.
JT grew up in the small town of Corinth, Mississippi. Confused about his sexuality, he found solace behind the wheel of race cars.
Because I was good at it, and people accepted me there. And the gender issue, they didn't know about. So I was able to have this little macho, very, very well-respected image.
But no matter how fast he went, JT couldn't outrun his growing sexual conflict. And finally, in 1992, he decided to put an end to his identity crisis, undergoing radical surgery to become a woman.
The day after I had surgery, I knew it. It's like the heavens and earth had opened up and allowed me to be a part of it.
Last year, in her first race since surgery, Terry placed 68th out of 80, driving this Volkswagen Bug cross-country. Her dream is one day competing in the Indy 500, but she's having trouble getting off the starting line.
Unfortunately, the dollars play such a giant role in this business.
Assembling a winning team can cost $250,000 or more. And as a transsexual, Terry's finding it especially difficult to nail down companies who want to sponsor her. Brock Yates of Car and Driver magazine isn't surprised.
The marketers that control the dollars look for niches to exploit product, and how Terry fits into that mix, I really couldn't say.
And though the odds may be against her, Terry says she's already won her biggest battle, whether she races again or not.
Before, I was always struggling just to be who I was, but now I'm not.
Well, Terry has some backup plans if Indy doesn't work out. She's got a book about her life coming out next year, and she's talking to TV producers about a movie. Tonight is a big night for Pamela Kirby. She's making history as the first African-American valedictorian of her Alabama high school. But Pamela's achievements are overshadowed by controversy. She's been asked to share the honor with someone who may not be as deserving. Extra's Phil Schumann has the story.
Graduation day. With a turn of the tassel, teens become adults, and at the head of the class, the valedictorian.
The student with the highest average should be the valedictorian, and the student with the second highest average should be the salutatorian.
Pamela Kirby says that's the way it's supposed to be, but apparently not in Alabama. Pamela says she's being forced to share the title with another student, Jamie Greer, even though Jamie's grades were slightly lower. Jamie isn't talking. Pamela's upset.
I want what I've earned. I don't want to be asked to share my valedictorian title.
She may have a point. Superintendent James Irby admits the tie came about only after one of Pamela's grades was mysteriously whited out and changed to a lower grade when a teacher was on jury duty. Without that change, Pamela would have been the winner slightly, just 0.03 of a point.
One student does have a higher average than the other student. Slightly, it's a minuscule amount of difference, but it is a higher average.
Because of the controversy, the school decided a fair way to resolve it was order an audit to determine if there is a clear winner. Apparently, that proved to be impossible. Regardless of that one mysterious grade change, overall, the two students were so close, auditors declared it a tie.
There's some racial problems here.
And NAACP leader Reverend R.E. Shanklin couldn't help but notice that Pamela's black and Jamie's white. And he says the school just can't handle a black valedictorian.
It sticks out like a sore thumb. You can see it. You can feel it.
Pamela says for her, it's not a racial matter, but a matter of fairness.
I don't want anybody to take anything from me that I deserve.
The superintendent said that Pamela will be recognized separately at the graduation ceremony for having the higher grade point average, but a $500 award will be split between the two young women. 25 million people have knee ailments and many require extensive surgery, but you'll never guess how they're getting some of the research for these procedures. Jamie Colby has the extra special report.
The human body, it's strong, sturdy, and physically fit. But while regular exercise is good for the heart, it can be hard on the knees.
I think we're just asking a lot of the joint that it wasn't necessarily prepared for.
Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Richard Stedman of the Stedman Hawkins Clinic in Vail, Colorado, says knee damage is the most common sports injury. He's done cartilage repair on over 1,500 patients, including tennis star Monica Seles, downhill racer Peekaboo Street, and 33-year-old weekend warrior John Welleye.
Let everything be relaxed.
About 2.5 years ago, I sustained a pretty major knee injury, and really for the first time in my life, I wasn't able to do all the things that I love to do.
John underwent a new procedure pioneered by Dr. Stedman called microfracture, where tiny holes are drilled into the bone where cartilage has been lost. Bone marrow and blood are then released into the defect, and the body creates a pseudocartilage called fibrocartilage.
70% of them have had significant benefit, and in certain groups, as much as 85 to 90% have had benefit.
Stedman wants to improve those percentages, so he's betting on some four-legged athletes in his research. And they're off in the belt. That's right, horses. Running, jumping, and cutting tight corners can hurt horses' knees in ways that are strikingly similar to the damage done by human athletes.
The horse is somewhat larger, but the articular cartilage which covers the joints, the bone surfaces in the joint, is the same thickness.
Dr. Wayne McElwaith and his team at Colorado State University are on the cutting edge of veterinary medicine. Now, together with Dr. Stedman's group, they are seeking new methods to detect and repair cartilage damage in horses, which in turn will help humans. The facilities here look much like that of a hospital. The large patients receive an anesthetic. They're wheeled into the operating room, covered with blue surgical drapes, and the surgery begins.
It's all arthroscopic surgery done with an arthroscope, just as joint surgery in humans is done now.
And one of the benefits is that unlike humans, horses are able to go under the arthroscope several times, so doctors can evaluate the progress of the microfracture both during and after the procedure. The benefits for both horse and human are clearly visible. John was back on the slopes this winter and is looking forward to summer volleyball, grateful that he and his four-legged friends are back in the saddle again.
You know, I guess we're all in this together in one strange way. It's just really comforting to know that I'm 100% back, guaranteed.
So what's the next step? Well, scientists are trying to grow horse cartilage in the laboratory. If they succeed, they'll transplant it into damaged areas.
As I got older, I was afraid of my own insanity.
You think you heard everything about Margot Kidder's darkest days. You didn't. Next, what really drove her crazy?
The fear of that was almost worse than the thing itself.
Christine Lottie's history on Chicago Hope. Now she's telling Extra why it wasn't a happy ending.
It was just like, you're gone.
Plus, her son's Dirty Dancing made him a breakout star. But can she do for Extra's Phil Schumann what she did for Patrick Swayze?
What? No.
Oh, sorry.
Happy Memorial Day weekend from Extra.
Been here, done that, heard that, tried that.
Life getting a little predictable? Turn things around. Introducing Wild Vine's Blackberry Merlot. It's no ordinary Merlot. Someone? It's Blackberry Merlot.
Now this I like.
Wild Vine's Blackberry Merlot. Wine never tasted so good.
Coming up, Sly Stallone says thank you for his daughter's life, plus the secret to Patrick Swayze's superstar steps.
Everybody races around town. But nobody said you had to do it like everyone else. Take a different route. Drive the Mazda 626. Take control and get into a sporty Mazda 626.
Now available at Blockbuster Video. 4 brothers went to war. Only one survived.
Some private lost 3 of his brothers and he's got a ticket home.
We're in business! Where's the sense of risking the lives of the 8 of us to save one guy?
Right here! You are a coward! Put your money where your mouth is! Disperse, you know what to do.
Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. Guaranteed to be there or it's free, so you can see it tonight. Remember it forever.
I just want to celebrate, yeah, yeah. Everybody needs a little time to celebrate, and that's why there's the Great American Ford Celebration. Great American savings on Great American Ford cars and trucks, like the stylish and affordable Ford Escort. Now with $2,000 cash back. Escort sedan and wagon available with a CD player and $2,000 cash back. Ford Escort, built to last. Get to the Great American Ford Celebration, only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Christine Lottie can't get any satisfaction, and it's the heart of the matter for Sylvester Stallone. Jamie Colby has that and more in today's Extra Extra.
Extra, extra. Open your heart. While Warren Beatty, Nathan Lane, Janet Jackson, and Rachel Hunter showed their support at an AIDS Project Los Angeles event honoring Time Warner chairman Gerald Levin, across town, Extra Extra found Sylvester Stallone in Beverly Hills at a charity fashion show for the Heart of a Child Foundation.
I feel very obligated and immensely grateful for what it did for my child.
Sly and wife model Jennifer Flavin credit the charity for saving their daughter Sophia Rose, who was born with a hole in her heart. Did you know that 1 out of every 122 babies born has a heart defect?
That's a lot of kids, and so this is raising money to find out why children are being born with heart defects.
Let's talk about sex. If there's one thing on the mind of up-and-coming model actress Kate Hudson, it's sex.
She's immediately was, I love talking about sex. I can talk about sex forever. And she did.
Details Magazine's Brantley Barton got a steamy earful from Kate for the June issue, including how she told her mom, actress Goldie Hawn, about losing her virginity.
Kate then apparently said, well, let's just say I'm very sexually motivated. And Goldie Hawn leaned into her and said, baby, I've known that since the time you were 2.
Chicago hopeless. The Looney Tunes rubbed elbows with the stars Wednesday as Magic Mountain Theme Park in Southern California opened its new Bugs Bunny World with a charity benefit for comic relief. Kathy Najimy, Rhea Perlman, Danny DeVito, and Christine Lottie were all smiles, but the Chicago Hope doc is still smarting after she and 5 of her castmates were written out of the show.
I have mixed feelings about the final episode. It's just like, you're gone. It was just kind of unsatisfying, I think, to a lot of people.
You wanted more. You just got.
3 years ago, we were stunned by the news. Margot Kidder, best known for her role in the Superman movies, found wandering the streets of Los Angeles delusional and incoherent. Now, Kidder is on the comeback trail and talking about the mental disorder that dragged her so far down. Gina Silva explains.
I didn't know it was called depression. In fact, I don't think I knew for years and years and years it was called depression.
Actress Margot Kidder bravely speaking out about the mental illness that has plagued her entire life.
There'd be a big premiere, and I'd be starting to get dressed, and I'd get a total anxiety attack. Oh my God, there's going to be all those people screaming and flashing those flashbulbs, and I would panic.
In a revealing interview for Lifetime's Intimate Portrait, Superman's girlfriend talks candidly about the condition which led to her much publicized breakdown.
As I got older, I was afraid of my own insanity.
Margot says it began when she was in her teens, growing up in rural Yellowknife in northwest Canada.
I had times of going off into what I now know was a kind of suicidal despair, and it became very clear by the time I was 14, which was my first time I tried to kill myself, that something was really off.
Margot says when she left home for Hollywood at 19, she was terrified her hidden problem might be discovered.
The fear of that was almost worse than the thing itself.
For a time, she managed to conceal the truth, hiding behind the fame that came with her role as Lois Lane in the 1978 big screen version of Superman.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you? Co-star Christopher Reeve remembers working with the talented but troubled actress.
There were times when it would really be a blast, to work together. And times when she would really drive me nuts.
But while her career was soaring, behind the scenes, Margot's personal life was spinning out of control. Over the next 2 decades, Margot would impulsively marry and divorce 3 times. She'd battle serious drug and alcohol addictions. And in 1990, she survived a horrific car crash. She suffered serious damage to her neck and was confined to a wheelchair for 2 years.
The depression that came with it was unbelievable. I mean, black.
The meltdown came in April 1996. At home in Montana, Margot was typing her autobiography when the computer screen suddenly went black. 3 years worth of hard work disappeared.
It was horrifying. And I got extremely paranoid about who was putting this in my computer, not knowing that I was approaching a psychotic state.
Margot flew to Los Angeles, and by the time she arrived, she was convinced her ex-husband Tom McGuane was trying to kill her, and that 37 CIA agents were on her trail. A delusional Margot fled the airport on foot, roaming the streets of Los Angeles. She was discovered 3 days later, sleeping behind this house in a pile of leaves. Her fall from grace made headlines all over the globe and exposed the secret she'd spent years trying to conceal. Margot says she's tried lithium and other antidepressants, but none have worked. She believes thanks to acupuncture and other holistic treatments, she is now back on the mend.
I no longer have any fear of being crazy. It's gone.
You can see the entire Margot Kidder interview on Lifetime's Intimate Portrait this Sunday night.
Teaching John Travolta, Debbie Allen, and Patrick Swayze to dance was one thing. But can Patrick's mom handle this hoofer?
You don't dance?
See what happens when Patsy Swayze tries to make a dancer out of extras Phil Schumann.
Why do they call it the two-step?
The dictionary defines passions as extreme emotions or desires. Uncontrollable anger. Love. Hate. Intense romantic desire. And this summer, all of the above. NBC redefines daytime drama with passions, coming this summer. You will remember nothing. Nothing for a down payment. Nothing for a first month's payment. Nothing for a security deposit. for a total of nothing due at lease signing on Oldsmobile's road-hugging Alero for a limited time with a lease offer of $219 a month. Call toll-free for details. Alero by Oldsmobile. Think nothing. Start something.
For Idaho potatoes, Spuddy Buddy.
No, 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 no. Nobody bakes up so easy like I do. Nobody whips up so fluffy like I do. Nobody makes a great French fry like I do. Nobody but me, babe.
Who can you always count on for great potato taste and quality? Nobody but Idaho potatoes, babe.
Nobody but me, babe. Nobody but me.
Bye, I'll call when I get there.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Karen.
Well, there she goes off to the big city.
It's just you and me now.
Got the tickets?
If you think a Walt Disney World vacation wouldn't be the same without the kids, you're absolutely right.
My poor parents. I don't know what they'll do now.
Call 1-407-WDisney and make your dream come true.
I just want to celebrate, yeah, yeah.
America, you know what time it is. It's time to celebrate with your Quality Plus Ford dealer during the Great American Ford Celebration. Great American savings on Great American Ford cars and trucks. Get financing less than 1%. Up to $2,000 cash back. A full line of cars built to last and trucks built Ford tough. Now's the time, America. Celebrate with the Great American Ford Celebration. Hurry to your Quality Plus Ford dealer today. Celebrate.
Dancing is hot, and not just in commercials. People are flocking to lessons in swing, salsa, and ballroom. So when our Phil Schumann wanted a few pointers, he turned to a dance instructor with her own special claim to fame.
There's so much more to dancing than just doing steps.
She showed Harry Connick Jr. and Sandra Bullock how to move in Hope Floats. She taught Travolta to two-step in Urban Cowboy. Debbie Allen, Randy Quaid, and Gina Davis among the big names who've come to her to learn dance. But Patsy Swayze's favorite student would have to be her own son, Patrick.
He studied ballet, tap, jazz, ballroom, acrobatics, gymnastics with me.
Long before Patrick starred in Dirty Dancing, his mom, Patsy Swayze, fell in love with dance as a child growing up in Texas. She went on to become a renowned choreographer, so it was only natural that Patrick and his 4 brothers and sisters were in dance shoes of their own by age 3.
They didn't know any different. They thought everybody danced.
But studying ballet as a boy in Texas, well, that was sometimes a little tough on Patrick.
Now, he won't like it that I'm telling you this story, but I'm going to tell you anyway. He said, Mom, what do you do when you got your violin case in one hand, your ballet shoes in your hip pocket, and a few of the guys that won't leave you alone, they're teasing you and giving you trouble?
Your advice was?
And my advice was, honey, they don't understand. You do it because you love it, and you just ignore them and you walk away. And a few weeks later, he said, Mom, what do you do when you ignore them, you walk away, you try to be nice to them, and they're still teasing you? I said, you take those ballet shoes out of your hip pocket and you beat the snuff out of them.
Patrick's mom taught him well. He went on to dance with the Joffrey Ballet before his star-making role in 1987's Dirty Dancing. Ironically, it was a role his mom advised against.
And I said, oh, honey, this is just a little piece of fluff. I don't know if I do. It's kind of a teeny bopper movie. But I think it was magical. Heels together.
Today, Patsy Swayze is still teaching yet another generation of dancers at her Simi Valley, California studio.
I try to teach every student as though that's all they ever want to do in their life.
Can you teach anyone to dance, or do you have to be born with it?
I can teach almost anyone to dance, and I can certainly help to make them more graceful.
Even a rhythmless reporter born with 2 left feet?
Yes.
2 small
slow,
steps?
Slow, quick, quick.
Okay. First, we tried the Texas two-step.
It's going to be one, no.
Oh, sorry.
Left foot. Your hand's on her shoulder.
Compared to
and
where?
her hand is here. What do you mean compared here? You don't
From
dance?
this way, you mean?
Yeah. Slow. Quick.
Why do they call it the
slow.
two-step?
Because we're doing 2 and 2, too fast, too slow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Next, we moved on to something a little more my speed, the foxtrot.
1, 2, side, together, back, forward.
I'm a mess.
Side, together. Take small steps.
Okay. Why do you have to take small steps?
Because ladies have on high heels and tight dresses.
Well, it took a while, but Patsy did manage to turn me into a dancer.
Side, close,
Oh, yeah, it's
forward.
coming to me now. Sort of. Darling.
Oh, no, that was horrible.
I thought he did a great job. This weekend, Patsy is dancing up a storm in Dallas, teaching tap and master classes alongside Gene Kelly's brother, Fred. We'll be right back.
Kids, it's for you.
I'm here to see you.
It's Captain Crunch.
I'd just like you to try my crunchy sweet cereal.
But that's my kids' cereal.
Maybe they know something you don't.
Just one bite. This is good.
Great taste for adults from an adult, sort of.
Don't worry, little one. Daddy's got Tylenol for his headache. Tylenol works on headache pain without the risk of stomach irritation. So before you know it, Daddy's going to be right as rain.
When Sears has a Memorial Day sale, it's big enough to fit everyone. Shorts, tanks, tees, 40% off. Summer, anyone? The big Memorial Day sale. Nobody serves up a sale like Sears.
Expect wonders from your skincare? I do. That's why I use new Turning Point Instant Facial. It exfoliates, replenishes, even helps chase away little lines. You see smooth skin, soft skin, positively glowing skin. New Turning Point Instant Facial from L'Oreal. And I'm worth it.
Our goal was to create an exciting car, tough enough to take whatever the world can throw at it. Quite frankly, we nailed it. Grand Am with solid form design, with no down payment and $229 due at lease signing. A 36-month lease is $229 per month. Tax, title, license, and registration are extra. Grand Am. Excitement well built. See your local Pontiac dealer today.
Hey, what's your hurry, Squirt?
You'll see. 2 cyclones, please.
Introducing Friendly's new Cyclone, an outrageous blend of Friendly's own soft serve, our famous Sunday toppings, and your favorite candies. Twirled and swirled into 6 incredible combinations. One bite and the taste will blow you away.
You knew this was gonna happen, didn't you?
So who does your hair?
Try the new Cyclone at Friendly's.
Your Toyota dealers have brought out all the bells and whistles because for 6 days only, they're offering 2.9, 3.9, or 4.9% APR on Camry and Corolla. Why? They're out to set an all-time sales goal this weekend. They gotta go, people! So this is really simple. With low financing, they move inventory, you make out like a bandit. So get going! This Memorial Day event ends Tuesday. And you're still sitting there? Go!
We're out of time. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Hope to see you back here for the next Extra.
It's the strangest love triangle ever. Kate Capshaw battles for Tom Selleck's amorous affections with Ellen DeGeneres. On the next Access Hollywood, a love letter sparked their on-screen scrap, but Ellen told us about an off-screen crush that has her doing some dirty dancing. Then, her hard-partying ways nearly cost her $1 million career. Now, see how this 20-year-old beauty has become the comeback kid of fashion's fast lane. On the next Access Hollywood.
Tonight at 7:30 on NBC 10.
Road trip, Gina made the call to the desert paradise. Neon lights, drive-through marriage, see the shows, enjoy the sights.
The Mazda Protege. Life's a gamble. Your car shouldn't be.
So many people came in for the original Jeep Factory Authorized Tent event, we extended it through Memorial Day. That means select buyers can still qualify for 0 down with no payments for 3 months. Or choose 1.9% financing on the Go Anywhere, Do Anything Wrangler. Plus, we still have great leases on Cherokee and Grand Cherokee. Hurry, though. When the tent is gone, so are the deals at your Key States Jeep dealer.
You're not still wearing the same old clothes. Why watch the same old cable news? For more of the big stories you want most.
We're coming on the air at this hour.
The new choice is MSNBC, when you really want to know.
Tonight on Access Hollywood, Julia Roberts trapped by the paparazzi, but why is she smiling? We're behind the scenes on the movie that has Hollywood's highest paid actress playing movie star.
And we're at home with an ex-Baywatch blonde and Motley Crue rocker. Donna D'Errico and Nikki Sixx show us how they cope with the big stuff, making breakfast and finding missing socks.
Then, the Clinton sex scandal had America riveted. Now Hollywood examines power.